And the receiver who made the catch earlier is actually Emmanuel Dyson. So the Seahawks will kick off again. They recovered an onside kick just a few plays ago. It looks like they're going to kick it deep this time, but the Seahawks, or sorry, the Cardinals are lined up in preparation for another onside kick. Jalen Hackney subs in for the Seahawks. Oh, it will be another onside kick. It takes a wild bounce, and it was almost recovered. Nathaniel Bolting had a shot at it, but just went past his outstretched hands out of bounds, so that's going to be a kicking violation procedure, and I'll give the Cardinals a little bit of life because they'll be able to get the ball around the 50-yard line and hope to jumpstart their offense. Jarvis Thomas was talking to Mekhi Miles there just before sending him out on defense. And the refs are discussing something with the Cardinals. For some reason, the Cardinals are refusing to step on the field right now. Cardinals are walking off the sideline and leaving the field.
Everyone get the Cardinals walking off the field.
The Seahawks players are besides themselves, seeing that the game might be over before it really started.
The coach on two. On camera to the coach.
Now the Cardinals are returning at least to the sideline. The referees are trying to discuss something and get this game back underway. But it looked like they were ready to just storm off the field. And their head coach is irate, but I just don't know what he's angry about. I didn't see anything wrong about what's been going on with the game so far, besides, you know, just the Cardinals scoring a lot of points. Or sorry, the Seahawks scoring a lot of points.
Stay with the zebras. Those are the refs, the zebras. A little wider. Stay there, stay there.
Now the Cardinals seem to be lining up to resume the game. Just a very strange scene here, but I'm glad for both sides that the game will continue.
Chris, you're camera two, you're free.
And the Cardinals will have good field position. They'll be here at the opposing 45-yard line after the kicking violation procedure by the Seahawks on their latest onside kick attempt. Cardinals, player in motion. And it looks like we're going to get an offsides. So 1st and 5 now for the Cardinals. They'll be at the 40-yard line.
Thank you, Chris.
The Seahawks just have one safety. They're playing a single high, so either cover 3 or man-to-man. But they should have receivers one-on-one deep down the field if they want to take a shot. Looking at the alignment of the defense right now. We saw the Seahawks take a shot on their first drive when they saw a single coverage. Let's see if the Cardinals will try to do the same. Have one-on-one on the near side of your screen. Some miscommunication there in the coverage. Seahawks bringing pressure, and they're going to go to that side, the near side, for a completion. The ball is out and recovered by the Seahawks. And he has blockers. And he'll be brought down at about the 44-yard line. It was recovered by Quadir Harris. Not sure if it was a catch or incomplete pass, but they won't have any review here, so we're going to go with the call on the field as a fumble. Here's the instant replay. And he was going there all along. It was one-on-one coverage, the slant route, thrown a little high, but he makes the catch and gets the ball knocked out. And he may have actually had possession of that ball. It looked like it was knocked out by either Wayne Henry or Marquise Georges. They are both listed as number 9 on my sheet.
Guys, that was nice coverage.
And the recovery was actually by Wayne Henry. Some movement before the snap. Looks like it's going to be signaled on a defense. And actually, no, they're going to call a timeout before the play happened. Cardinals didn't like what they were seeing. And a very slow start here for the Cardinals on their first possession, first play of their first possession, a fumble. Give the ball right back. And the Cardinals now on their third possession. Remember, they recovered the onside kick after their first score and went right back down and scored again. And that's why we have a 15-0 lead for the Seahawks. And now Cardinals fumbled, and the Seahawks has a chance of really putting some distance between themselves and their opponent here with great field position at the 45-yard line. Vincent Ardennis in shotgun. First time I've seen them in a more traditional look. They've run a lot of triple option to start the game. Ardennis takes the snap. He's looking to the right. Pressure in his face, and he'll be thrown down. Looked like Quadir Harris was able to get him. Ardennis was actually able to get a yard as he dove forward. And we're going to get a flag here on the play. Looked like we had an offsides, and now 2nd and short for the Seahawks. Ball on the 38-yard line, and here they're in a triple option look again. Once again, to get one-on-one on the outside with this look every single time. They'll run it instead. He has some blockers, and he'll take it all the way for a touchdown. Tamir Bransford just outraced everybody to the end zone on that run. Had good blocking. Emmanuel Dyson on the outside did a good job taking his cornerback out of the play, freed him up for a touchdown on that one, and he just outran the rest of the secondary once he got to that 2nd level. So before the point after is 21-0, Seahawks on top. Looks like they're going for 2.
Stop two.
And they'll get that play off before the Cardinals could even get on side.
Two-pointer. Mercy rule.
Cardinals tried to substitute late and got caught. And I'll make this 2-point conversion a little bit closer and a little bit easier for the Seahawks. Not that they need any help. And out of this look, they've been running a lot of power sweeps to the right side. Maybe they'll go to the left to try to fool the defense, or they'll just go right through the middle. No sign yet, and I did hear a whistle blow. I think there's going to be another flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be on the defense again. So now you're looking at the ball just placed like inside the 1-yard line. And the Seahawks already tipped their hand. They're just going to try to quarterback sneak this one in. The whistle blown again. But we got a touchdown as they threw a pass. I thought they were going for the sneak. Instead, they roll out to the right side and complete the 2-point conversion. So now it's what, 23-0 for the Seahawks? In a game that just has not been close so far. The Seahawks have looked extremely sharp through the air and on the ground. Defensively, they forced a turnover on the only play that the Cardinals ran. And that's the end of the first quarter. Seahawks up 23-0. Mekhi Miles kicking off. Takes a good hop, but the Cardinals able to fall back on top of the ball. Good job there by Zion Osborne staying with it and not panicking after it deflected off his hand. He was able to get back on the football. And the Cardinals will have good field position at the 49-yard line. But they have to put something on the board or this game might be over before it really even started. man in motion for the Cardinals. They have trips to the left. And someone on the Seahawks jumped off sides.
Can you go tap that mic? Can you tap that mic for me?
So now this will make it easier, 1st and 5. And if I'm the Cardinals, I'm thinking about taking a shot down the field. You're seeing just a single high safety, so you're going to have one-on-one on the outside.
It's not, the mic's not working.
Let's see how much faith they have in their quarterback, Gabriel Leslie. Once again, trips to the left, top of the screen. You got the safety shade and go over to the right side. Wide open over the middle, completed, fumbled again. And recovered again, this time by Tamir Bransford, who already has a touchdown to his name.
I'm plugged in on the bottom, he's plugged in on top. I'm pretty sure. Like, just follow the lines.
And 2 receptions, but 2 fumbles for the Cardinals. And just a nightmarish start for Silk City Cardinals. And if you're the Seahawks, you couldn't have written a script better than this. Is how you wanted to your first couple of possessions to go offensively and defensively.
This is on Scott Green.
Jayon Williams takes the snap.
Okay, I think it's good
under
now.
Pressure, hit, ball comes out. And the Cardinals will get a turnover, a much needed recovery for them. Achilles DuPont on the recovery. We do have a flag on the play. And here you're going to see the pressure. And he just doesn't see the player behind him. Try to throw it, ball comes loose. Good play by Amin Wycheck. He's the guy who forced the fumble and just stayed with the play. He's able to get an arm on the hand of the quarterback, Jayon Williams, and the ball came loose. Cardinals, much needed turnover. And here you see the pocket collapse again. He tried to climb the pocket but didn't notice Wycheck was behind him. And he coughed up the football. That's a clear fumble. The flag was declined because it was on the Seahawks. The Cardinals much rather would have the football. So, 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. We have a flag. There might be too many players on the field. It's going to be on the Seahawks. And Jarvis Thomas wants a timeout to talk to his team. They want to make sure they at least hold these guys and don't allow them into the end zone. Cardinals this time with trips to the near side of the screen. They've completed both of their passes, but they fumbled them both away. maybe a handoff here to start the game or start this possession. No, they'll roll out and pass. They have a receiver open, but it's incomplete. Was looking for more Quan Carter out in the flat. Once again, rolling out. He has two receivers pretty much in the same area, but just overthrew them both. Carter had some room if he would have made that completion, had some room to work with. Second and 10 for the Cardinals. Man in motion. Once again, trips to the, this time it's to the right as Carter is in motion. Seven back to pass again. That's the one-on-one matchup they've been looking for, but it was underthrown and picked off. The Seahawks have just been dominating on all phases of the game so far. Cardinals were scheming up that play to take a shot. They kept having one receiver there and would go to the opposite side to hope to get one-on-one. Still wasn't one-on-one. Threw it up anyway. And a terrific job there by the Seahawks to come on down with the football. I believe that was Jayon Williams. Let's take a closer look to see if he's the one who got the interception. Actually, it looks like that was Khalil Kirby, number 8, on the interception. And disregard that play. It's going to be a flag on the play before the snap. It's going to be an offsides, and that's probably better for the Cardinals because Bransford might have had his 3rd touchdown of the day. First and 5 for the Seahawks. And again, they're going to run that same sweep. This time the Cardinals are ready for it, but the pile keeps pushing forward, and I think they may have gotten a first down regardless, and I think that's what the ref is signaling. As you see the chain gang moving. Ball is right at the 45-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. Another handoff. Leaning forward and fighting for about 15 yards was Khalil Kirby. Option again and another flag. And he had some room if it wasn't for that false start. That's probably the 2nd touchdown that Bransford has been robbed of because of penalties. He had blockers out in front. There was no one that was going to stop him. But this time a false start on the Seahawks. And here's a run by Kirby, just breaking through arm tackles. Got to wrap up better than that. And back to the live action here is Bransford lowering his shoulder and getting close to another first down. Seahawks running game has been very effective to start, and the Cardinals just look out of sorts. And that robs another touchdown, as I believe it's going to be another false start. So a personal foul has been called on the Seahawks, and now move them back. Timeout by the Seahawks. They'll talk things over. It's 2nd and long. And when you have these 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15, sometimes you can force things that leads to turnovers. And Jarvis Thomas is calling a timeout to make sure they have the right play. They don't force anything, no deep passes, trying to get too many yards, because you don't want anything to give the Cardinals momentum here. Once again, 2nd and 15, the Seahawks with the ball. Let's see if they decide to take that shot down the field. Actually, they're going to run Bransford again all the way to the right, and he will be gone, but there's 2 flags on the play. I believe this one's coming back, but we'll see. That sweep to the right, each time they run it, it seems like Bransford just has open field and there's nobody there to stop him. And once again, he's just outrunning every single Cardinal that you see on your screen here. But it looks like the flag will be on the Seahawks as they're starting to move backwards. Going to be a block in the back. Didn't see much there on a replay. Looked like that block, if that was the one that was called, was legal. It was on the side, but doesn't matter anymore. They're already moved backwards, and they're 2nd and long here. The good thing for them is they don't have to put the ball in the air to get chunks of yards. They can still run their offense. They can still run their handoffs, their options. As the ball has been spotted even further back, I don't know what this call was for, but now it's about 2nd and a mile. I'm not even going to try to do the math in terms of how many yards they need to get a first down. Sweep to the right again, but it's an option pass. He'll throw it incomplete off the outstretched hands there. He was looking for Emmanuel Dyson, who's just unable to bring it in. Another flag. Some words were being said at the bench, and now more people are coming in. Good job by both coaches making sure the players on the sideline didn't run out.
Anything that you're doing is being recorded. Athletes, do not do anything that will jeopardize the next 4 years of your football career. A lot of following athletes on the field.
So it looks like the personal foul penalty will be on the Cardinals, as you see the Seahawks moved up. I don't think Emmanuel Dyson brought in that catch, so I don't know why the Seahawks would be up, but I also don't know why it would be second down if there was a penalty.
Looks like we have a Sioux City timeout.
And I think they're calling for a review. Either that or they're calling the game off. Not sure what's going on just yet.
Calm down, baby girl. This is a football game.
So I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but it doesn't look like the game will continue. Seeing players put on their coats and take their helmets off. There was a little bit of a scuffle on a very last play. So either we're at a halftime break and they didn't signal that, so nobody has left the field yet. So maybe they were signaling for a halftime break. But you have one coach on the field. You have security guard on the field. The scuffle on the sidelines didn't seem like it was anything you haven't seen in a football game before. Sides got quickly separated. The coaches did a good job keeping everybody on the sidelines from rushing the field. And the referees did a good job separating the players. A couple of players are now putting their helmets back on. Once again, the Seahawks lead 23-0. And I just got the signal that it's halftime. The game wasn't called off for any reason. Cardinals warming back up. It's about 43 degrees. It was colder earlier. It's warming up just a tad. This is the final game of our Day 1 tournament here at Bill Cole Stadium. Day 1 of 3 days for the NSA Atlantic Region Conference tournament. And now the Cardinals are heading back onto the field for the second half. And I'm glad it was just a halftime break and there wasn't anything extra from the little bit of a scuffle we had on the Silk City Cardinals sideline. Ryan Thomas ready to kick off for the Cardinals. Or I'm sorry, ready to receive. It looks like the Seahawks are kicking off. Everybody moving up just in case there's an onside kick. Makai Miles. And now the ball is being moved further back. I guess that's for the penalty before the half ended. Remember, Emmanuel Dyson got into it on the sideline with the Cardinals players after dropping a pass on their sideline. So if you go for an onside kick and you don't get it here, the Cardinals will get the ball around the 30-yard line. And they're going for the onside kick, and it'll fall right at the 40. Kick traveled a little further this time. And the Cardinals, who just have been out of sorts, just a lot of turnovers, 2 fumbles and an interception. See if they can string together a couple of plays and get themselves on the board here. Gabriel Miles in shotgun, player in motion. And he throws, and that's a pick 6, and that one was red all the way. Looks like it's Bransford who's having himself a game. He'll take it to the crib. They ran that play earlier with a player out in the flat. That was just a harmless incompletion, but this time Bransford saw the formation, knew right away what the play was, and he took that one to the house. He just jumped it right away. And that guy's been all over the field. I mean, he just sees this one, and I mean, he's running the route for the receiver. Catches it in his stride, and it's gone. The pass was intended to Ryan Thomas, but Bransford had other ideas, and he took it for 6, putting this game out of reach early in the 3rd quarter. And they'll run it in for the 2-point conversion. And they take a commanding 31-0 lead. Once again, that's the pick 6 by Branford. He just saw the route, and those are the dangerous things that can happen when you run routes to the outside, when you run flat routes, out routes. corner routes. Routes where someone in the secondary can just get a beat on it. He jumped it and took it all the way to the crib. Onside kick this time to the other side. The Cardinals mishandle it, but still able to recover it. Makes a couple moves, breaks free, a few tackles, up to the 30, cuts back to the left, to the 20, to the 10, pushed out just before the end zone. Let's see what they'll mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it right at the 3-yard line. And that gave them a little bit of life. The game might still be out of reach, but at least the Cardinals are fighting hard in this second half. Here's the instant replay. And just a good return. Look at that stiff arm. Knocks one defender back. Breaks free of another arm tackle. Makes another person miss for the spin move. And then you're going to watch him cut it back to the left side. Right there. Gives him even more room to run. And gets shoved out just before he can get it to the end zone. That's a great return. It gives your team some life by Desi Jones. So 1st and goal. Obviously, a touchdown is what you need here in a 2-point conversion afterwards. Looks like we're going to get a timeout by the Seahawks. They want to talk things over. One thing we haven't seen from the Cardinals is any effort to run the ball. All passes, all bad results so far for the Cardinals. When you're this close to the end zone, you would think handing the ball off once or twice just to play it safe or hope you can get 2 or 3 yards without putting the ball in danger of an interception or a fumble would be a wise choice here. So the Cardinals in motion. And everybody on the Seahawks jumped off sides on that one. So that'll move the ball just outside the 1-yard line. Cardinals with 3 backs in the goal line, and they are able to get in for the touchdown. Looks like Achilles DuPont was on the carry, and he was able to find pay dirt and get the Cardinals on the board. They still trail 30-7 or 30-6, depending on this extra point here. And going old school here with their play, and they'll get the 2-point conversion. The Seahawks just looked like they had no idea what was going on. That play is perfectly legal. You're allowed to line everybody up to that side. That's a perfectly legal play. The Seahawks acting like they've never seen that before, but you see that once or twice every year where they'll line everybody up. And here's the instant replay of the touchdown again. DuPont gets some blocking by his fullbacks. They help push him in. Good job there. And the Cardinals showing some life, down 30-8. Or I believe it was 32-8 because the Seahawks have made all of their point after touchdown 2-point conversion. Desi Jones set the kick. And a squib kick here. Handled by the Seahawks. Penalty on the play. There's some more pushing and shoving going on. The flag's been thrown. And wisely, you're seeing some teammates stepping in front and keeping that from happening. Looked like Bransford was in the middle of things. Good job by Wayne Henry of the Seahawks pulling his teammates away. We'll see who the flag is on. And let's see, nothing really serious about that tackle there. But then you see, actually it was Wayne. He got into a little bit of pushing match himself, and then Bransford steps in front. And then Wayne helps Bransford by pushing him away. Actually, I'm sorry, that was, looks like it was Jayon Williams, the quarterback, who pushed everybody away. And it started with Wayne Hill. Or Wayne Henry. Seahawks still down 3 scores, 32-8. Or sorry, the Cardinals down 32-8. They have yet to stop the Seahawks on any possession. The only time they were able to stop the possession is when the second period ended. Then we went into halftime during that Seahawks possession. But other than that, there's been 0 stops in terms of getting this offense off the field without points. And after the personal foul, you can either call it by Bransford or Wayne Henry. The Seahawks are backed up to their own, looks like about 26. They need to get to the 46-yard line. But the football is moving back up again. So maybe they're calling the personal foul on the Cardinals. Or maybe they're going to be forced to re-kick it. I don't know. Or actually, maybe we're in the 4th quarter and they're just switching sides. And it's still going to be 1st and 20 for the Cardinals, or for the Seahawks. Now we'll start the 4th quarter. Seahawks lead 32-8. Bransford has had himself a day on the ground, eclipsing well over 100 yards. Has a couple rushing touchdowns, also has a pick six that started the third quarter. Williams, slant route and just throws this one to the dirt, which was probably the best decision for him. That play was covered up pretty well, and there's another flag. It was good coverage by Desi Jones, and then he had a safety over top that was ready for the slant as well in Deshaun Stewart. And there's the flag for another unnecessary roughness penalty. It seems like it's on the Seahawks every time. They just continue to play with a lack of discipline despite having the lead, which you rarely see. So the Seahawks need to get about to the 29-yard line. They're in the shadow of their own end zone. Once again, 1-on-1 to the outside. And that trick handoff again works all the way down. Nobody's going to catch him. Looks like it's Jayon Williams. Again, they ran this play in the first half, and it fooled me and it fooled everybody else. You just do not see who's getting the ball. And Williams takes it to the house. They lead 38-8 after that play. So let's watch it again. You don't see who gets the ball, but it was handed off to Williams. And nobody knows that Williams has the ball. They have no idea. This is a very clever play. And as long as they don't throw the flag, it's legal. And nobody was able to catch Williams. Williams and Bransford have dominated this football game. And the Cardinals just have no answer for their power run, and they'll get the 2-point conversion. Actually, they're going to wave it off. One says he got it, one says he doesn't. The referees will converge and try to talk it over. The ball was right on the goal line, and that's all it needs to be at for it to count. But they're going to wave it off. So the score will remain 38-8. Seahawks just are pummeling the Cardinals. And just with 1 quarter left to play, unless a miracle happens, it seems like Seahawks will get the win in the first day of the tournament. Once again, wants to remind everybody and thank everybody for watching LivePlay Sports TV. We'll have coverage, especially for the final round of the tournament on Sunday. A lot of good teams from the East Coast are here. We have teams from New Jersey, to New York, Delaware, pretty much the tri-state area, and a little bit more on the East Coast are here throughout the weekend. And once again, thank you to William Penn High School and for allowing us to host these games here at Bill Cole Stadium. Onside kick again. This time it looks like the Seahawks will get a clear recovery. And it will be Nathaniel Boateng, who had a shot early in the first half and didn't get it. This time he did. But looked like the refs are calling something. Maybe they're saying he touched it before the 10-yard line. I thought it was clean. And that's an excellent shot there by our cameraman of the football. And then zooming out, you'll see Boateng with the recovery. But I think they're saying he touched the ball before it bounced the 10 yards that it needs to travel. And that's what the call was. And Nathaniel couldn't believe it. He thought he had his helpful recovery on that one. But the Cardinals will take over on the opposite side of the 50-yard line. They're at the 49. They scored on their last possession, showed a little bit of life. Man in motion. They're going to throw a toss play out there, and that was covered up. It's better that it was incomplete, or he would have got hit hard. Boateng was on the play. Saw the swing pass a mile away, and it was there to greet the Cardinals. You're just going to watch the Florida defense. They see it all the way. They're always going to be attracted to the player that's moving in motion. And watch, when he catches this ball, Nathaniel, Boateng, and Bransford were right there to make a play if he had caught that football. This time a handoff. Nothing doing. The Seahawks had that one covered all up. And a loss of 2 for Marquand Carter. Once again, just great penetration there. And a good tackle for Jayon Williams, who's been all over the field. Give the assist tackle to Tyondre Brown. Or I'm sorry, actually that was Nathaniel Hampton, who converged in and got the tackle alongside Williams. Seahawks showing pressure, and we're going to get a timeout by the Seahawks. They were bringing blitz, and it looked like the Cardinals had a play for that. So instead of taking that risk, the Seahawks will burn another timeout. And even though the game's out of reach, you want to build momentum if you're the Cardinals. You want to get into the end zone, feel good about yourself, feel good about your offense, that the plays we've been working on in practice have meaning and that they can work against live defenses, against a team as good as the Seahawks. Our plays can and will work. So even though they're down 30, it's not like the Seahawks have pulled all their starters. They still have their stars in this game. They're still blitzing. They're still mixing coverages up. They're still playing at 100%. And if you're the Cardinals, you just want to go back home with something that says, okay, these plays can work, these plays can't. But you'll only know that if you play 100% and execute these plays in live game action. So 2nd and long for the Cardinals. Two running backs in the backfield. Man in motion. And they try to run a hook route, and it's picked off. It was deflected by Bransford and caught by Khalil Kirby. I believe that's Kirby's 2nd interception. And Bransford, all over the field, saw the quick passing play. They try to run a quick hook route to the outside. He gets a hand on it. I'm going to see to the screen. It's just a quick hitch route. But Bransford notices it, gets his hand up, and Kirby picks it off. And when you run those short passing plays, you cannot allow pressure right in the face of the quarterback. This ball has to come out quick. He knows it. 3-step drop, get the ball out. Quick hitch route. But it just miscommunication. Nobody blocks or accounts for Bransford. The right tackle crashes in. The right guard was blocking the same person. So then Bransford is free, gets the hand on the football, and is picked off. And that will do it. Both teams lining up to shake hands. A very physical game. A couple of penalties on each side, but good to see that they'll still line up and shake hands and have no bad blood towards each other. It wasn't a close football game, but it definitely was spirited. The Seahawks will take a 38-8 lead or win home on a first day of a 3-day tournament here at Bill Cole Stadium. And once again, thank you for watching LivePlay Sports. My name is Derek Slayton, and we're signing off for today, but we'll have action for you during the championship round on Sunday. And thank you to the crew and everybody behind the scenes to give you footage of the preliminary round here at William Penn High School.